His family was told he may never walk again. But in this edition of the West End Auto Body Good News Story, we meet a brain injury survivor who's now running a marathon a day.
I woke up in the hospital and I couldn't remember people's names. I didn't know my name. My brain was exposed, so the skin was there, but the brain was swollen and pushing out.
And that's where it all began. In 2005, David McGuire suffered a brain bleed and was hospitalized for 29 days. He slipped into a coma and his family was told to expect the worst. But David woke up and began relearning things in life. Eventually, most of his long-term memory did return, but David was now a new man.
I now suffer from what's called short-term memory loss and a form of aphasia, which is wrong word choice. I want to say the word like buffalo, and what will come out is something different, or I can't get that word out. What happens today, I won't likely remember it tomorrow. So I'm able to remember some things because they're founded in my long-term memory. If you think there's a foundation that's built, but when you put a new board on top of it, that board will generally crumble unless it can lock on to something that's there previously.
The former bank bills collector lived with his parents while he tried to return to regular life.
I couldn't read books because I can't remember what I just read. TV was always brand new, and I tried to play video games or anything, but I just sucked because I couldn't remember what the buttons do. I remember a defining moment that I was watching, I think it was Prison Break, and I was watching this dumb thing about how prisoners come out of prison in better shape than they go in. Well, I'm kind of in a mental prison. Physically, I'm good. I just don't have a brain anymore. So I thought, well, I'm at home for 8 to 10 hours by myself. Mom and Dad aren't there, and they had a gym in their condo. So I went down and started to work out in the gym.
The gym led to running, the running led to marathons, and the marathons led to Ironman competitions. Until David connected with an organization and decided to run a marathon a day across the country.
Brain Trust Angle is about prevention. They strongly believe that 90% of brain injuries are preventable.
Most people don't realize or recognize what is a brain injury. A concussion is a brain injury, a stroke is a brain injury. Those are just fancy words that the medical community uses to label what type of brain injury, what caused that brain injury. But at the end of the day, it's all a brain injury. There is no cure for it. Prevention is the cure for it.
She's not a fool, but Melissa has been with David since his run began back on April 1st. And although the pair had only met a couple of times before starting off from St. John's, Newfoundland, the two have now clocked over 7,000 kilometers together.
One of the most interesting things has been, and it's happened a number of times, where we've both kind of looked at each other and gone, what are we doing?
There were some days that, you just don't, why am I doing this? Does anybody notice? What's the difference? Is this making a difference? Is anybody hearing this? And what's the point?
The point is to bring awareness to brain injuries, prevent the one that happens every 3 minutes in North America, and raise money to help those living with the effects. And living with his effects, David hopes his marathon a day across Canada will help make a difference.
There's a great guy that's online that follows my blog regularly, and I'm sort of whining one day and he goes, well, you're doing this because I can't. And I was like, oh, damn it, that's right. It's not about me.
And to make a donation to David's run, you can get all the information on his website. And if you know of someone or a group of people doing great things in our community, we want to hear from you. Email us at theexpress@sjrb.ca. For the West End Auto Body Good News Story, I'm Tiffany Gurden.